Sorry for disappearing, day 137, but let me tell you guys what happened. Okay, I was loading things to my Etsy store, my metal bars and stuff, and I get a message. And this guy says his name is Peter, and he wanted to know if it would be possible for me to make 210 brass ingot bars by like mid-January. And I told him it's possible. It would be expensive. And he asked about how much. And I told him it would probably end in the range of $12,000 to $14,000. But, I can probably make it happen. And turns out the reason that he wants them is he's a movie producer. And they're shooting a movie, and there's going to be gold heist or something involved. And he was looking through all of the options on Etsy and eBay, and the production team liked my bars. So that's kind of exciting, and that's good for many reasons, and especially the financial part of this plan. But then on top of that, I had to quickly make and run down one of the samples and run down to Miami. So I made the sample and I go down there, and he looks it over. He loved it. And he said that he would talk to the production team and he would get back with me if they want to do it. So hopefully that is. But here's the thing. He knows several people in the art community down there. And he happened to meet somebody for lunch. It's also in the art community. And they happen to be one of the main board of directors for the Miami Art Institute. They are going to set, you know how you walk into like a museum or something, and you got the front doors, and then on either side of this hallway is like this long diorama? Well, they were going to make a diorama about like wealth transfer of the economy, etc., history. And they called me. And they purchased a sample bar for me to send to them. But they, if they want to do it, they may want so many, and the best part is it's a much longer timeline, that it will probably be in the $40,000 range. So that's the only reason I haven't been on. Sorry for anybody who was concerned. Yeah, that's really exciting. But I have something else exciting too. I'm going to show you guys right now. Like I promised before that little hiatus, my copper crystals. So this is my setup. This is a power supply that I purchased from Amazon. I have a professional one as well that I will be setting up, and another one on the way. And it's pretty simple. You want very low amperage. This is actually pretty high for what I want, but pretty low amperage and low voltage. Now, the positive wire, which is the red, goes to the anode, which is a piece of copper pipe, some dirty, impure copper. Okay, hold on, baby. I'll be out in a minute. Yes, I locked the door because I'm doing a video. I'll be out in a minute. Sorry. But just hold on, baby. So that's an impure piece of copper. Now, as the current goes through here, it basically dissolves this piece of copper. And you see the impurities lay down there on the bottom. All that's on the bottom there is not copper. That's impurities in the pipe, corrosion, lacquer, whatever. All that stuff is not copper. Now, the pure copper travels along this blue fluid, which is copper sulfate. which is dissolved into distilled water. You have to use distilled water. I used drinking water or spring water once in a pinch because I couldn't find distilled water, and all it does is turn white and cloudy, and it looks like a whale did a Hail Mary on a Saturday night into the water. So it travels across the blue copper sulfate solution to the cathode, which is a piece of clean copper. And this has been running for maybe a week. See if I can get you guys a close-up. And it grows into these crystals. And this is the purest form of copper in the world, basically. Now, one of my goals with this is the negative side, it receives the copper, is when I get one that I like for sale, or when I start growing them, trying to get it to focus. Sorry, I can't get any closer. Get closer, it just blurs. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So you see how it's all crystalline and shiny. It also looks pretty cool underwater. It's like a seal floating around. But at any rate, you can see better underwater how it sparkles and it creates this pure copper crystal. Now, I've just been experimenting with different methods, and I am actually going to be using, because I saw somebody write that if you add salt, sodium chloride, to the copper sulfate, it'll actually make the crystals grow more like cubular, I guess. Up there, you can see that. Now, because I really like this one on the end, there we go, now it's focused. Because I really like that one, I figured what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make another cathode, and it is going to, I gotta turn this back. I'm gonna make another cathode, but I'm gonna make it in a very specific way. And what I'm gonna do is, try not to touch the electrified part of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, yeah, that'll be all right for now. I am going to use some straight wire, come all the way down, and splice other pieces of copper into an L shape. And so that there's a lot of these little points, so that they'll grow like that. It looks like a little club head there on there. And when they get maybe half to 3/4 of an inch, I'm gonna snip those off and mount them in a display case and make sure they're real shiny. And I'm gonna be selling those too. And I'm gonna put those at about $80. So tell me what you guys think. I'll be on a lot more. Yeah, that was crazy the last week or so with the whole museum and a movie producer. And you know, for those of you who don't know, when I started this, it was because I was just kind of at the end of a rope. I went up to see my son's mom, my estranged son's mom, trying to better the relationship, and realized how much I still loved her and I wanted to get her back and everything. But she's made it pretty clear that she doesn't see that as ever being a possibility. But through that, it kind of transformed into a mission to not only get up there and be with my son, but to better myself. And so much has been happening, and honestly, I wouldn't have continued this far if it wasn't at least for Deetra commenting. So sorry I've been away a little bit, but back now, and a lot of exciting things are happening. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.